Hey everyone, hope you're having a good weekend. Just want to make a video kind of going over what I'm seeing in the charts, why I think we're probably still bullish and could continue up next week, but we're going to see here. I'm kind of looking at it fresh on the over the weekend through my computer. Usually I use my phone. But not financial advice. I could be wrong. These are all just my opinions. Friday was PCE, which came in and met expectations, and we also had a Powell speech, and he seemed kind of dovish to me. And I'm hoping that the market reacts to that Monday. And I'm hoping Bitcoin's trading sideways just because it's a long holiday weekend. There's a lot less volume, but hoping to see it pick up into Sunday, Sunday into Monday. So we got a couple things here. I'm looking at the daily here, and I got this trend line here. And the scary thing about this is the 50 MA on the daily, and Bitcoin's going to eventually have to come down and retest the 50 because after stocks break out, you see this, they always come back and test. Now we rip up and now we come down and we're here. So there's another trend within the trend here that I'm seeing. And what I'm hoping plays out before it goes to retest the 50 is we got a little trend here. Let me draw it. That I'm hoping we get the reaction soon, because if we break through this trend here, we're going to come down to this level, and then there's a higher probability that we're going to come down and touch the 50, because as the price goes up, the 50 will go up and it'll stay within this trend, I think, but we'll see. And let's look at the 5-minute right now. Bitcoin just made a bearish cross before I made this video on the 5-minute. So when I say bearish cross, this is what I'm referring to here. Oops. Now, the way these crosses have been happening with low volume, they're not getting as big of a reaction and they're usually recovering. So I'll show you here. See how the 50 comes up, crosses through the 200. We rip up, we come back, we retest, rip up again, and now we're just trading along the trend line sideways. And right here, the 50 just crossed below, which is a bad sign. But if we just, I think we're just going to keep zigzagging in and out of that. As you can see here, when the, wait, not there. See how the 50 crossed here? And look at this down move we get. And look how it looks. It goes up and makes it look like it's going to rip back through. And a failed breakout through the line again is always shows a big down move's coming. And boom, there it is. So right now we just got that cross. So technically what I'd expect to happen is us to come up and retest this again. Look like we're going to break through and then come down. And we got this new trend right here, which I'm hoping this all plays out this, or if it's gonna pull back, I'm hoping it does it before market open, because I'm in MSTR calls right now because I'm hoping for a big move on Monday. So that's my hope. We'll see what happens. So technically this is the new downtrend we're in. So I expect it to retest this, come back down, and hit this line again. However, we got this other trend right here. Trend lines are great, but sometimes on low volume, it doesn't play out as much or as well as I'd like. But so we kind of got this trend here. Technically, we broke through this trend here. It's around here. Hang on. Sorry, trend lines. I always have to readjust them. So we lost that, but we're reacting here on this spot. Well, maybe. Hopefully we don't just keep coming down, but we reacted right at this cross here. But technically we could come down here, and we could also come down and do a double bottom at 69,000, which Could happen. Just hope it doesn't happen Sunday night. That's my hope. I want to show you MSTR because one of you guys was asking me how I saw the drop that we got after the big run. Now, I thought we were going to drop before that big run happened, because it looked like we were going to get the cross, but we didn't. So I did have puts on it, but so I'm going to show you the big rally on MSTR here. And I want to show you how it started. And this, so this is when I think this was Friday. I got puts here. And you see it dropped. I thought it was going to cross through the 200 and come back down before going up, but it did this little fake out. Oops, let's zoom in here. It did this little fake, a little tiny break, and then rip. So we got this huge move. And the way I knew or thought it was going to drop is because see how the 50 starts curling down? And sometimes it fakes you out, makes it look like it's going to happen like it did there. And it just recovers again. But when it starts to get weaker here, and there's a couple other things I look at, like the MACD and the RSI. But Friday, I knew we were coming down to test 1750 area. And we actually ended up touching 1670. On my phone, my trend lines are so much easier to do and faster. But when we were up here, I knew we were going to drop, especially when we got this cross here. I knew it was coming down. Oh, here we go. I think there was a... Man, I really wanted to show you what I was seeing to know that it was going to go to 1750. That's when I sold my puts, and then it ended up dropping to 1650. So I ended up selling way too early, but I still made out. And then after it hit 1750, I got calls because I thought that would be the bottom, and I was wrong. So, and you can see here, the 50 crosses the 200, we drop. And we drop hard. Usually, so while I was in my puts, we got the cross. I knew we were coming down further. But you always wait for it to go back up and retest either the 50 or the 200. And then you get the bottom fall out. And then this is where you can see an overall trend. Yeah, here we go. I'll show you. So let me see how I can draw this so it's... So this is why... Okay, I had it here. That's why I thought 1750... Or no, that's not where it was. Something's wrong. Where am I? I think I'm on the wrong time frame. That's weird. Is my price off here? This should be... I thought this should be like 1600. I think something's wrong with my pricing here. Anyway, I had this trend. I thought it was going to come down, touch this trend, and then go up. And you can see it went down a little bit further. And then I got calls right around there. And then, I'm on the wrong day. I don't know. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that was before. Okay. This was Friday. Sorry, I'm still new to TradingView. Okay. So Friday, yeah, this is it. That makes more sense. Sorry, guys. So we got the cross Friday. And then we come down, we hit this trend. And now we're reacting. I got calls here. It dropped down to 1650, but I had it going down to 1750 up here because I guess I had this trend coming up, which is kind of hard to explain. But we reacted decently. And that's just the 5 minute. I always want to check all time frames, but let me get rid of these lines here. I always check 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, 20 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, just to see what's going on all the charts. And here you can see on the 10 minute, it's about to cross bearish. Let's do a longer time frame in 1 hour. But you see the 1 hour, so technically it could still come down and try to test this 200 at 1440. I do not like that. I hope that does not happen until I sell my calls. But what I'm hoping to see, real quick, let's delete these. These are my trends from last video. All right, so we also have this here. Let's do this. I always try to hit every level. It's like I said, it's a little more difficult on my computer. All right, so we got that going on. And what I'd like to see Monday, and this is when I'm going to exit. You know what I'm going to do next video? I'm going to draw these out before I record. I did that the last time. So what I'd expect to happen is us to come down and touch 1609 again. Hopefully that happens pre-market, or I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't do that at open Monday. But if it does, that'd be a good opportunity for me to get calls, as long as all the other chart time frames are doing well. But I expect us to bounce. This is why I'm bullish on MSTR. I expect us to hold this trend line, which we also could lose it and come down and touch the 200. But I expect us to hold it and pop up here. And you can see the top of this trend is about 2,400, 2,500. So if Bitcoin breaks out, MSTR should follow. And that's what I was betting on when I placed my bet in calls. Now the good thing is I got calls 2 weeks out, because I always buy time. And I want to show you the daily chart here. I always buy time because I noticed it's cheaper to buy, and you can get better strike prices closer to the date. I mean, yeah, with the shorter time frame. However, it is more risky. So with time and the way MSTR moves, there's always a possibility. So you see this, we got this trend going here. So what I'm expecting to happen, this is the daily chart, or what I'm hoping to happen. Oh, shoot. All right. What I'm hoping happens is this. Let's zoom out. Oh, my goodness. Next time I'll draw these out beforehand, guys. All right. Let's see. There we go. I can click it and move it. All right. So those trend lines I drew on the hourly time frame, they automatically came over to the daily. All right, so we're in this channel. So looking at this, I see us hitting here first, which would also line up with the 21 EMA. So we might hit 1575 Monday, unfortunately for me. But that would give me an opportunity to get more if everything still goes the way I think it will. So if we stay here, because we also have this trend happening too. So what I'm hoping is this new trend here keeps us within this uptrend. And Monday, we rip up to, let's do this, at the top of this trend line. That's my main hope. Next high I hope we get is up here at 2483 to 2500 to 2550. That would be amazing. I'd be so happy. However, the thing I don't like is we have these moving averages, the 21, the 50 to 200, and those sometimes act as magnets to pull the price down so it retests those lines. Because you have to reset the indicators. Here's the MACD. The MACD is starting to cross, but the MACD has a trend line as well. Let me see the RSI. And you see the RSI's trend kind of holding that trend. What I don't want to see is it break through down here and come back down. I'm hoping to see this turn back up and us continue up to the top of this. So that's MSTR. Let me show you SPY. And one of the reasons I was extra bullish is because of SPY and the Dow chart, the NASDAQ charts, the VIX. The VIX looks like it's going to stay bearish. Let me see. I hope. So SPY's just in an awesome trend right now. And the why I was calling for a pullback last time, I'll show you this, and why I had SPY puts before is because of this. Well, anyway, let me do this. Let's just put this channel here. Basically, what I'm trying to show you is we were at the top of this when I was calling for puts, or saying the market was nearing a top, and I was looking for a pullback. It was because of this. We were right here, and this is where I got puts. I knew we were coming down, and then the reaction we got on Wednesday was bullish, and look, we restarted this next step up. So what I'm thinking SPY is going to do is come back up here to 528-ish. That's why I was really bullish, thinking Powell was going to be good, PCE was going to be good. Let me show you the Dow. Dow's similar. So let's just, I mean, technically we have this trend here, but we're looking at this shorter term. Kind of like that. So trying to think how to explain this. So we hit this trend, we reacted up. So now my thought process is the Dow is going to pop back up and fulfill this trend. Am I on the wrong Dow? Yeah, I am. All right, let's do this. Sorry, ignore that other chart. Okay, NASDAQ. Let's just put this here. So we're in this rising wedge, which what you don't want to see happen is us fall out of the rising wedge and come down and retest these. We'd still be bullish if we hold this trend, and it'd be a good pullback, healthy pullback. I'm just thinking we're going to have more of an up move. So it's just up, down, up, retest, up, comes down, up, down, up. So I'm hoping next stop for the NASDAQ is 16.8, 16.9-ish, 16.8. And what was the other one? VIX. And the VIX, man, this trend on the VIX that I was watching was so powerful. This is another reason I was able to see tops and bottoms, because VIX was just following this trend perfectly. So I look at a whole range of different things, because one of the things I try to do is prove myself wrong, because the best thing you can do is just equip yourself with as many indicators as possible to mitigate your risk of losing. But look how the VIX comes down, hits that, comes back, hits the 50, comes back down, almost hits the trend, comes back up, hits the 50 again and again and again and again. So when it would come down and hit this line, I'd say market's going to pull back. Boom, market pulls back, comes up, tested 200. All right, market's going to go up. VIX pulls back, and vice versa. Because when market goes up, VIX comes down, and vice versa. So look what happened. We lost this trend here, came back, retested it. So what that shows me is that the VIX, you see this longer downtrend we have, kind of like we got that one, but we also, let me see if I can move this. Okay. So what would be sweet is if the VIX came all the way down. No, but it won't do that. It probably won't do that. We got to look for a more realistic, I mean, if market goes insane, it could. That'd be awesome. So it just depends where the, so what I got to figure out is where the VIX could pull back to. We could technically, okay, this would be better. And this is kind of just me real time messing with it. This is what I do on my phone and what I mess around with. Yeah, it's tough to say with the VIX. Could it come all the way down to $7? That'd be insane. And if it came down to 4, I mean, if that happens, that means the market's just going to skyrocket. So I gotta see how the VIX is going to react, because it's hard to tell after it loses its trend. Usually they do drop, but sometimes they can just lose and rip. Like it had one here, kind of lost, and then boom. So that could happen as well. It's tough to say. I have to look into stuff a little bit more, but my main focus is MSTR, SMCI, because that's what I'm in right now, and this is what I'm watching on SMCI. This is why I loaded calls Friday, because we're on this trend here. There's other reasons I loaded SMCI too. Nvidia's chart looks good too, but that trend line's not perfect. On my phone I have it better, but what I'm hoping to see from SMCI is a reaction Monday, because at this point we need a reaction Monday. If I don't get the reaction Monday, I'm exiting my calls probably pretty quickly, most likely. Or I don't know. I bought time in these too, so I just got to see what happens. Pre-market Monday is gonna give me a much better gauge on what's happening. When the market's closed, it's really hard to tell. Look at this, how this trend worked here too. I made a video my 2 Sundays ago about this happening. Oops. My computer's so slow. I need to get something faster. But you see how we made that top on that trend there, temporary. Boom, comes back, hits this channel, retests the 21, and now we're sitting on the 21 right now. So ideally, what I really hope happens next week is we bounce here and we come all the way up, and at the top of this line is 1328. Could be a little higher. Could break up even up to here technically. If that, well, I should have put this back. I liked where I had it. So up here, yeah, it looks like 1330, 1350. That's probably where I'll be looking to exit if we do get the up move I'm looking for. And let's just look at the 5-minute if my computer's not crazy slow. Unreal. Hang on. Oh man, look at that volume that came in Friday. What is going on here? Oh, I zoomed all the way out of here. Oops. Man, this thing. I always go the opposite of the way I'm supposed to. After this, I just want to show you NVIDIA quick, because SMCI likes to follow NVIDIA. And we'll just go over this a little. Oops. Let me get rid of this trend. All right. So SMCI. Real quick, you see how after the stocks have big moves like this? So here's the cross. Comes back, retests. Almost retests. A lot of times it doesn't retest the 200, but eventually it has to retouch this to go back up. So when I start seeing the 50 start to curl like this, and this is what happened with MSTR too, I basically am betting the cross is going to happen. And here it did. So it comes down, comes back up, retests. Sometimes it retested a few times, but after this cross happens, chances are we could come back down. But we reacted nicely here, and we still held this overall trend. Now, if we lose this, then I'm not bullish anymore, really, for short term, because that just means we're going to correct even further before an up move. But we have a much longer trend as well here, but my computer's just slow. Sorry, guys. Next time I'm going to get these all prepared ahead of time so I don't have to keep doing that. All right. Anyway, it's all going to depend on Monday. I'll make a video Monday morning when I see what's happening. And kind of see what happens pre-market, what happens with crypto over the weekend. Maybe I'll make a video Sunday if crypto does react the way I want it to. All right, so, and then Monday, we have S&P Manufacturing. Fed governor speaks at 6 p.m. So we don't have a lot of Fed data. But Jerome Powell speaks on Wednesday. Interesting. So I did not know that. So market could be sideways up until that. We'll see. Powell speaks, Michael Barr speaks. So what that that might make me hold my calls even through a pullback, and I might hold some of my cash to look for an opportunity to get in when Powell speaks. Because Powell moves markets. The market was closed Friday, so he couldn't move anything. And then after that, the next day we have jobless claims, trade balance, more Fed speakers, but Powell's the most important. Friday, non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, hourly wages, and vice versa. So Powell on Wednesday at 12:10 p.m. Now that's going to affect my super bullish rip up Monday prediction. I have to see what happens. It's kind of hard to gauge right now. Friday or Thursday looked better and I was more confident, but now after looking at the charts, I'm a little more unclear on what's going to happen. So that's just kind of how I look at things. Like I said, I'll make a video next time where I have my trend lines drawn out and I have a plan, so you guys don't have to sit through me drawing and my computer's glitchy. So hope you guys have a great Easter. Thank you so much for subscribing. This is not financial advice. It's just my opinion. These are just some of the things that I use and have been helping me the past month. I have been losing some, but my wins have been crushing my losses. So it's been a great 4 weeks for me, and there's so much opportunity in this market with these swings. One of the things I wanted to say is I never go in huge unless I'm pretty sure. So like if I'm bullish on something like MSTR and SMCI, like I was bullish Thursday, I put money in, but I didn't put it all in because sometimes I'm a little early, sometimes I'm a little late, sometimes I'm wrong. So you always want to protect yourself so you can, if I still have the bullish thesis and it drops more, I can add and get a better position in my strike and a cheaper price if I'm still bullish. Or I can reevaluate, get puts. You just always want to have, so I don't ever like bet huge. Sometimes I do, but when I'm real confident. But like I still keep a lot of cash, unless I know, or I hedge myself and I buy a put just in case, and I buy far out time. So even if it does go up and then a lot of times after these big moves, we pull back hard. So I don't know. I'll try to explain what I'm talking about there. You just always want to protect yourself. Be careful. It's risky. And just try to make your wins beat your losses. Or that's what I do. Not financial advice. So thanks everyone for watching. Look forward to talking to you this week. And I'm going to try to do these videos every weekend. Last weekend I couldn't because we were out of town, but I'll try to get more out to you guys. And hopefully we can all improve, get better, and take market makers' money and do well and prosper. All right. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon.